Can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sink 3-pointers, money shots all net, all vets. Bums we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting on magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, yeah, the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual, Clarence 13X, a worthy guess. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree. In the wilderness of North Mex, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson.
The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums, like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers, fabric softener. Jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch stores type. For that soft white, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like porch lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, the scorched type. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descendant of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind that the waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Blast.
To this day,
Crumb
to this day.
TV.
Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Welcome, 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 welcome. Indeed, yes indeed. Brother Red Pill, reporting live and direct. Alright, we are in the building, we are in the building. This right here, Saturday Night Live, man. Fuck it. Yeah, we gonna run that song back. Y'all get yourselves together, man. Get comfortable, man. We be right back, man. Fade away. Stop playing with it.
Can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sink 3-pointers, money shots all net, all vets. Bums we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting on magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, yeah, the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual, Clarence 13X, a worthy guess. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree. In the wilderness of North Mex, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson.
The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums, like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers, fabric softener. Jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch stores type. For that soft white, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my fourth flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like porch lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, that's scorched type. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descendant of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind that the waves is in motion. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Best.
Crumb TV.
Yes, sir. Shout out to everybody in the building. That song that you just heard, ladies and gentlemen, that right there is Theta Wave. Somebody said that shit be hitting in the car. Look, I be playing the damn YouTube video on 20, you know what I'm talking about? Just to hear the intro and whatnot. So yeah, man, you already know what it is. Like, yes, that shit definitely hits in the whip, in the whipping tin. How y'all doing? How's everybody doing today? You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody. Okay, you still bumping that 48 laws of power, the 48 pillars of power? Yes, that knocks as well. That's a knocker. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and do the roll call and see who's in the building and get right to it. Oh Lord, it's so much going on. I just couldn't, man. I really couldn't. I wanted to, but I could not. Had to pull up. You know what I'm talking about? Had to pull up. Shout out to everybody in Imaginarium. We just tapped in with the Imaginarium. Powerful session that we just had. Shout out to Blue Pill. We just had some uploads today with Blue Pill in the farming. Y'all go and check that out, bro. Part 1 and part 2. Blue is giving you a tour of his setup. He's dropping a lot of information. I didn't even know we had so many green thumbs in the building. It's a lot of people in the comments that was, you know, they tapped in with the farming and whatnot. So yeah, that right there, yeah, that's a early Easter present right there. You know what I'm saying? So check that out for real. Blue is dropping it, and the timing is perfect. The timing is impeccable. Y'all need that type of information on guard. You feel me? Kansas. No, KS checking in. Okay. Bangkok is checking in. Shout out to Bangkok. Charleston is checking in. Shout out to Seattle and whatnot. That ride of Valkyries goes crazy. Yeah. I mean, I should do a vote. Like what project is knocking more? Red Summer or the 48 Pillars of Power? 2 different projects, 2 different sounds, but Red Summer, I don't know. That shit sticks to me right there. That's a whole, because it's attached to it was made in 2020, so it's attached to a whole entire memory bank. You know, it's a feeling behind that because it happened during the lockdown. Macon in the building, 305 in the building. We got Omaha, Nebraska. We got Gary. We got Kansas City. We got Hartford and Dallas. Dallas? You mean what that shit happened with Pooh Shiesty? How y'all doing in Dallas? Dallas is crazy. Shout out to Nashville in the building. Topeka. Where's KS? That's Kansas, right? Kansas? Yeah, sure. Naptown in the building. We got NC in the building. Shout out to Copper Moon in the building. Y'all give a shout out to our mod, Copper Moon in the building. The lovely Copper Moon. How you doing tonight, Copper? We got Apex in the building. Austin is in the build. Tanzania up in this biatch. Houston, we got Colorado. Yay. Yes, Kansas, Melbourne. We got Charlotte. We got Fort Worth. We got Greensboro. We got Green. Yo, with all of these Carolinas, they should be a line outside of this 72-hour boot camp that we doing in North Carolina. Cause y'all real deep. That's why I'm bringing it out there, because I see all of the Carolinas. I want to tap in with y'all. You feel me? So many Carolinas, y'all. I feel like y'all underserved, so we gotta feed y'all. We gotta come through and feed y'all. So y'all, what up, Cafunya? New Jerusalem is definitely in the building. You know that Red Summer through the yeah, that was legendary. Okay, the Fax remix, right? Yeah, man. Oakland, Deep East Oakland. We got Grand Canyon. Woo! All right, Grand Canyon up in this bitch. We about to get we blessed. The ancestors is here. Harrison. We got Austin, Texas. Warner's, Robbins, Georgia. All right now. New Orleans. Happy 404 day to all of my 404s out there. You know what I'm talking about? Happy 4-4 to all of my 44 the 44 guards. Mississippi. Uh-huh. Okay, Madison. All right, Red Summer, that's the call. Yes. Happy belated Copper Moon Sunday. All right, so you team Aries. Shout out to the Aries, man. Shout out to the team Aries. My little man's birthday was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? We had a great day and whatnot. He's addicted to Indian food. He don't want to eat nothing but Indian food. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know he had some Punjabi in him, but we went and ate some Indian food. He went on the I'm giving my age away again. How many of y'all remember the Toys R Us shopping sprees? Oh yeah, Claude is acting silly with the open claw. Don't worry about them, cause I think they know that Open AI got something coming, so they acting fugazi, they acting stush. Augusta, Georgia in the building, Flint, Michigan in the building, Minnesota in the building, Naptown in the building. So yeah, remember they used to have this thing when we was young for Toys R Us where they would have us like they had little niggas from the hood hypnotized, because they used to have this shit where they let you go with the shopping cart and you literally could get any toys that you want for like 10 minutes. You could run through there and just do like a shopping spree. So it's like I didn't get that shit when I was a kid. I used to just watch the TV. You know what I'm saying? I would have loved if my pops was like, yo, you could run through Toys R Us with the shopping cart. But now with these new kids, they get to do shit like that. You feel me? They get to do shit like that. I only witnessed it from the TV. I never saw it in real life. Nobody that I knew ever came to school on a Monday and was like, yeah, you know, my parents took me to Toys R Us on a shopping spree. You feel me? I never seen no Polaroids of a nigga in Toys R Us with the whole cart filled up. Never. But now my son, he gets to go to Walmart and he gets to fill up the goddamn shopping cart. You know what I'm talking about? Like, yo, get what you want. Like, go ahead, run down the aisle and go crazy. You know what I mean? So he got to go crazy. You know, that's his little birthday. He does that every year. And we went and get Indian food and, you know, just chilling. But his birthday's on Sunday. So we're gonna turn up with all of the youngins and whatnot. We're gonna turn up and whatnot. So I'm very happy about that. You know, I'm just seeing the children excited. You know what I mean? Just seeing the kid. You know, I basically at this point in the game, I'm just living for the kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm just taking up. You know what I mean? I'm here to take care of these children, and you know what I mean, nothing else, nothing more. But yeah, shout out to the Aries. Shout out to the. You couldn't even look at the. Right. You right. You can't even eyeball the groceries. You get popped upside the head in war bounds. You feel me? You feel me? So it's like, hey, these kids are different. They are living in a different time zone. They're doing shit that we never did before. I hope I hope they appreciate it. That's just my thing. I hope it's appreciated, little man, because y'all are living differently. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all are living. Y'all got phones and shit. Explain that to me. Y'all got phones. Y'all got devices. They be, you know what I'm saying? I seen one kid with 2 phones. That ass. And it wasn't Kevin Gates. I seen a youth with 2 phones. And he wasn't trapping either. Shout out to 404 Day. He just had 2 phones. Maybe an Android and an iPhone. You feel me? He might have had one for his YouTube and one for Twitch. I don't know what's going on out here. But these kids, I'm not gonna say that they spoiled. That's not the best word to use. They just privileged. Parents got credit cards, seeing they got 800 credit. Shit different. You know what I'm talking about? Shit different. Some of these kids never seen a roach. You know? Yes, they get to talk back with no ass whoopings. They don't have no homework. They don't get no ass whoopings. They don't even get put on timeout. You put them on timeout, they got an Apple Watch. They start watching the Apple Watch. The mother's always, you know what I mean? And either the father's on their side or the mother's on their side, or you know what I mean? They always got one of the parents or the grandparents to bail them out. You feel me? They got Johnny Cochran living in a house with them. You can't even turn up. You know what I mean? I remember back in the days, there was no good cop, bad cop. They was just, you was getting swung on from both parents. You know what I'm talking about? British Bulldog type shit. They was tag teaming you. Now they hiding behind. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. The 2-year-old told you to mind your business. Exactly. Right? These are Pooh Shiesty's kids. Who told these kids to talk crazy to their OGs, man? Who gave them the heart? These are Pooh Shiesty's kids. They might as well come out with a shiesty on. Man, some gotta give, man. I need answers. You know, I need who taught, like who trained them. Usually you would have to get training, like you have to go to a terror camp. Who trained them? That's the $1 million question. And it's not Coco Melon. We can't blame it on Coco Melon. Niggas that just want to take, oh yeah, it's the TV, or they not watching TV. They watching tablets. You know what I'm saying? And I reviewed, I went through the whole history and I was reviewing each cartoon. It's not coming from the cartoons. Shit is in their DNA. You know? They just buck wild like that. They turn. You know what I'm saying? They turn. Yeah, they don't know about the no frills. They don't know about the mayonnaise sandwich. They don't know about the cereal with no milk. Imagine if they had to eat mayonnaise sandwich, syrup sandwiches, man. Imagine, look at the faces. Just close your eyes and think about the look of your child's face if you had gave their ass a mayonnaise sandwich and was like, "Here's your dinner." Oh man, they couldn't do it, yo. They could not do it. So yeah, things have changed, man. No Merc. You know what I'm saying? You could just imagine what they struggle shit is gonna be like in like 10 years when they got like they struggle bars. They struggle bars is gonna be like, I only had the 11s and the 12s. My dad didn't get me the 13s. Excuse me? Do you know that we were sharing sneakers, my nigga? Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear none of that. They struggle stories is gonna be so privileged, it's gonna be a shame. You know? But it is what it is, man. You just gotta enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Because they not gonna be young forever. Take it from me. They want 1 minute they little, and the next minute, man, they grown and weird. So yeah, the older cousins hand me downs. That's crazy. Niggas was swapping pants, man. That shit crazy, right? Swapping pants out this bitch. Pants could stand up by themselves. They was wearing so much. The pants could stand up by themselves. You know? But yeah, shout out to the Aries, man. Y'all have a special place in my heart. Y'all are the only sign that could really legitimately challenge a Scorpio. Have us stuck, you know? Shout out to the Aries. But man, let's get into it. I don't even want to hold y'all, man. I don't want to hold y'all. Today was not a good day for the United Snakes of America. Oh man. And for all of my G.I. Josephs that are out there, listen, you know what I'm saying? I'm neutral. You know, I stand in the middle. I'm just a correspondent, you know? I'm just a correspondent. I'm just going to call it like I see it. Do not, and I repeat, do not get emotional with me about the shit that's going on with these quote unquote crazy ass ball heads. You know what I'm talking about? Don't blame me because I don't got nothing to do with it. I'm just observing this shit and it's looking crazy from where I'm sitting at. But to add insult to injury, they got rid of Pam Bondi. Right? Pam is in the garbage, man. They threw Pam away. Check this out, man. Pam done got flushed already.
We have some news right now. That's Pam Bondi's photograph at the Department of Justice thrown in the trash. That's already happening right now at the DOJ. This picture was obtained by Carol Lenning from MS Now, an exclusive. They did not like her at the Justice Department. Career officials did not like her. They literally threw away her picture less than 1 day after she was fired. Pam Bondi is now back to Florida. She is no longer the acting attorney general. She's still technically at the Justice Department for about a month or so as she transitions to Todd Blanche, but this is what they thought of her. Spread the word. Follow for more.
So Pam is in the trash. It's not surprising. No surprises here. But the new person, don't wait, hold your horses. Because if you know anything about the Trumpers, right? If you know anything about this administration, they get from bad to worse. Okay? They get from bad to worse. So while people were holding their breath and they was like, oh yeah, Donnie is going to get us the upgrade. No, sir. No, ma'am. He only downgraded. So this new clown that they put on the stage is probably even worse than Scam Bondi. Check this shit out.
Let's hear what this bitch made motherfucker just said. This pussy-fied motherfucker just stood up behind the podium and said, y'all ain't getting shit else. That's it. We ain't releasing a motherfucking thing else. And we ain't gonna prosecute no motherfucking body. So the American public who's demanding this shit can fuck yourself. That's what this motherfucker just said. Todd Blanche, you no spine having bitch.
American people need to understand that it isn't a crime to party with Mr. Epstein. It isn't a crime to have
Didn't look like that's all that was going on some of those photos. I mean, if the photos could speak, some of them look pretty bad.
That's right.
You said this is the end of the Epstein, of your review of the Epstein files. So just to clarify, is the public going to learn the identities of the men who abused the girls with the information that you're releasing? And if not, why not? And then I have a quick follow-up.
I mean, you just baked in an assumption into your question that I have never said and I don't know to be true. Is the public going to learn about men that abuse these girls? Like, what does that mean? I mean, I don't understand what that means.
Well, I mean,
this nigga sound like he was in a cave in Iran and just came outside. He sound like he was locked up in the feds with Pooh Shiesty and just came home and don't know what the fuck been going on. Excuse me, sir?
they're the men who abused the young women through Epstein's.
Look, we said in July, and it remains as true today as it was in July. If we had information, we meaning the Department of Justice, about men who abused women, we would prosecute them, right? We talked about the work that we're doing. That's why I said that. I said this earlier. There's this built-in assumption that somehow there's this hidden tranche of information of men that we know about that we're covering up or that we're choosing not to prosecute.
Sir, you all right? Are you okay? Are you dumb? Are you what? That's what I be talking about. The gaslighting of these people, bro. The level of, I mean, it will cause, and that's why I'm saying check y'all mental health. Check your mental health, because what this does, especially to the divine feminine, right, who may be tapped in and don't have the answers, this could drive you delusional. This could cause schizophrenia. This will drive people insane, because think about it. If you feeling powerless and hopeless in America right now, and then you seeing your politicians put on like this, and like you feel more hopeless, and then if you believe some shit like this, like there's people who are buying this shit hook, line, and sink. Don't believe me, just go and ask. This is where neurosis, this is the root of neurosis. So to see the state of America right now, where so many people are on medication, it's only going to increase. And I don't want to speak negatively about the public and whatnot, or the populace, but Father Allah and them told us that those are the 85ers, and they acting real knuckle draggerish these days. This mother effer right here had the audacity. Look at him with it ain't even a straight face that he got. He know he sound like crazy shit. He know he sound like a crock of shit. But the fact that nobody threw nothing at him is surprising to me. They're just going to carry on with their fuckery. So we're going to just prepare ourselves for a lot more sound bites from this retard. If this is how he pops out, this is his first day out. You know what I'm talking about? This FOD, this is his FDO. This is his FDO. This is how he popping out. Crazy.
That is not the case. I don't know whether there are men out there that abuse these women. If we learn about information and evidence that allows us to prosecute them.
Bruh. Is this a bad movie or something? Excuse me, you have 3 million emails that you didn't release. Let us judge it. You niggas redacted 2 million of the 3 million that you did release. Bruh. There's videos that people can't watch because they're too graphic. Bruh. Are you fucking serious, man? People done set up whole websites and treasure troves of every single guilty person in those emails, bruh. These people need, man.
You better believe we will. But I don't think that
he hit him with the old, you better believe we will. He hit him with the John Wayne.
Know whether there are men out there that abuse these women. If we learn about information and evidence that allows us to prosecute them, you better believe we will. But I don't think that the public or you all are going to uncover men within the Epstein files that abuse women, unfortunately.
I never thought I would say this, but bring Pam back. Nigga, bring Pam back. God damn it. Yeah, he got a punchable face. I'm gonna go on Polymarket and bet that he's gonna be one of them niggas that's short with a black eye. He's gonna have a broken limb one day. He's gonna come with a cast on his hand or something. He looks like somebody they would just hook off on. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you didn't lie good enough. Psh. Look at these clowns, yo. Look at this shit. Look at this dude right here. Pistol Pete. Check Pistol Pete out. Man, I abhor niggas that talk like Pistol Pete. Check out Pistol Pete's verbiage.
We're going to go on offense, not just on defense. The War Department is going to fight decisively, not endless conflicts. Maximum lethality, not tepid legality. Violent effect, not politically correct. It's going to fight to win, not to lose We're going to go on offense, not just.
That's definitely Chat GPT lingo. He ain't even talking like a Claude bot. You know what I'm talking about? He not even talking like an Anthropic nigga. He's just talking. That's Chat GPT lingo. At least with Rosie O'Donnell, she put some spice on it. She make that shit sound good. Look at this shit right here.
Decisively, not endless conflicts. Maximum lethality, not tepid legality. Violent effect.
He been watching Brosie. You could you could tell when a nigga biting off of Rosie O'Donnell, right? You could tell.
Not politically correct. It's going to fight to win, not to lose. We're going to go on offense, not just on defense.
Oh yeah, somebody about to punch him in the face too. Look at Trump, like this fuck. Look at Trump. Look at Trump's face, like, bro. Are you serious? You sounded like that?
Not tepid legality.
Look.
Violent effect.
Look.
Not politically correct. It's going to fight to win, not to lose. We're going to go on offense, not just on defense.
And as soon as he said that, ladies and gentlemen, it's maybe the minute that he said that, this happened.
Time, the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're just sending military people to, secure victory. And what you're seeing on screen here is one of our F-15s get shot out of the sky. Because he was moving, grooving, vibing, sliding until he wasn't. March for Air, you guessed it. Death. Nah, for real. Red Bull, nowhere in sight. Why? Strictly for you know who, our greatest ally. IRGC gets online talking cash shit. Like, yeah, I don't know what you was talking about. And one of your pilots, we don't know if he died or not. If he dies, he dies. We really don't give a fuck. And our CENTCOM, because they're so trustworthy, and so is our government, they're like, no, actually, you guys didn't shoot anything down. All of our aircraft are accounted for. See, that's the specific wording you got to get used to. Because Americans, we get lied to all the time. So when they say accounted for, doesn't mean it didn't get shot down. They're saying, oh, we know where it's at. Now we're going to go do a rescue mission. Or it's like, oh, wait, what? So we're sending people to go get that jet back and the pilot. So that's, kind of means we're troops on the ground. It wasn't until videos like this got released where obviously they moving, grooving, vibing, sliding very close to the ground that people are like, wait, what? Those look like rescue mission aircrafts. What the fuck is going on? Somebody literally posted part of the debris of like, no, that's definitely our jet. And after hours of calling everybody liars and saying you cannot trust the IRGC, all of a sudden they pop out the cut like Neosport like, yeah, so one of our jets got shot down. We briefed the president. We're going to do a rescue mission. We're going to get that shit back. March for Air, you guessed it, is definitely death, especially trying to do a rescue mission in the middle of fucking Iran. But, you know what I'm saying? We've already won the war, so we don't got to worry about it. Their air defense is ruined, even though that they just shot a jet down. Now, the Stone Age comments make a lot more sense because what do? Blow up a bridge, because nothing says you're winning the war like blowing up civilian infrastructure, because, that's not a war crime or anything. How many civilians were killed? As of right now, 2. Who knows how many, but we've already killed 175 girls at a school, so this could be nothing. Par for course, our president has switched his tune once again, saying now straightforward moves will be open, and we're going to take the oil, and we're going to make a fortune. Because just yesterday he was saying, we don't need the Strait of Hormuz, we don't need the oil, NATO, step up and have some courage and come take the oil your damn self. But then before that, it was, we definitely don't need the Strait of Hormuz, but we're going to open it easily and it'll just open up naturally. Because this would make sense in logical thinking, and you're sitting there at home like, I definitely understand the mission that the United States is on. American troops should definitely die for all of this. You're winning so much, you fire the people that helped you win immediately. You know what I mean? It's so, we've won the war in Iran. Thanks for the win. You're fired.
Pistol Pete, right? In a rage of loser. Look at them women and look at the brother, right? They fired all of these women and they fired the brother and a whole bunch of other this is top brass. They all got the axe along with Pam Bondi. These people are falling apart. It's past panic. It's past all of that. They are falling apart, y'all. I promise you, this shit is collapsing.
That makes sense. So I hope you know, when you start firing top generals like this in the middle of the war, that means they're not following the order you want to give. Since Doge didn't work and wasted everybody's time and also fired people and ruined some people's lives, now we're going to put Cuckboy J.D. Vance in charge of fraud. Don't forget, we're on a rescue mission right now for a jet that wasn't hit for a...
Wait, what? He's in charge of fraud? Oh, my goodness. Y'all got JD Vance on your ass? The assassin? He going after the scammers?
Talkboy JD Vance in charge of fraud. Don't forget, we're on a rescue mission right now for a jet that wasn't hit for a war that was already won in a place that we don't need.
The 2 pilots because the F-15. Massive news, the Iranians have shot down an F-15 American fighter jet and search and rescue missions are underway. This happened this morning, and as I speak right now, multiple helicopters, refueling planes, and reconnaissance planes are in the skies looking for the 2 pilots because the F-15 seats 2 that are somewhere in Iran. Here's the seat from the pilot proving that he is somewhere out there in Iran right now. Yet again, there's 2 of them, they only found 1 seat. And there was an unconfirmed photo of a Black Hawk helicopter being shot by man pads by the Iranian military. Here's another image of the Special Forces helicopter that could have been shot down. You can see more image here of the refueling planes and the helicopters. Now, the pilot does have a tracker. Iran has placed a bounty and a reward if any Iranian civilians or military can find either of the 1 to 2 pilots alive. Now, this is the first fighter jet that has been destroyed and crashed. The other ones were just hit. The U.S. has confirmed it was shot down and searches are underway. Comment your thoughts. Follow me right here for the news update on this and other situations.
So on Good Friday, right? I'm not that religious and whatnot. I could be missing some things. But on Good Friday, right? America, big bad America, you feel me? Bully, right? Big bad bully America, you know, got punched in the face 4 times because 4 planes crashed on all different occasions. Helicopters, planes, all type of shit was falling out the motherfucking sky today. Allahu Akbar. I don't know what the fuck going on.
Something changed in Iran today because in the past 6 hours, we've had 4 different aircraft incidents, I'll call them. 2 of those looks like they were shot down. So we just got notification a few minutes ago that a U.S. A-10 Warthog crashed into the Persian Gulf. They don't say anything about it being shot down or mechanical failures, anything like that. Of course, if it's conducting combat operations in a contested battle space, being shot down is something that you have to strongly consider. In this case, it sounds like the pilot was safely rescued. That apparently happened about the same time as a U.S. F-15 was shot down in the western portion of the country. That one, Iran did claim they shot down. We've seen the fragments, talked about that in a previous video. It sounds like one pilot of the 2-person crew, the pilot has been rescued. Search and rescue is ongoing for the weapons system officer. It doesn't sound like they've been recovered yet. During the course of that search and rescue, there was an F-16 that had to take evasive maneuvers over Keshem Island, it looks like, firing off flares as they veered out of the way of Iranian fire. And then a Black Hawk helicopter. There's initial reports from U.S. sources that a Black Hawk helicopter was hit as well during the search and rescue operation. That helicopter was able to return to base and nobody was injured, but they say that it was trailing smoke as it exited Iranian airspace. So I don't know. I mean, the simplest view here is the F-15 got hit and we brought in a lot of aircraft low to assist in the search and rescue operation. And that made them more vulnerable to Iranian air defense assets. But it also sounds like these were in a couple different areas over a few hour period of time. So either way, significant. Fortunately, we've got at least 2 of the 3 Downey aviators back home now, but it sounds like the search is ongoing for the 3rd.
We heavy on the chocolate tonight. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to be heavy on the chocolate. So y'all get ready.
Well. Misunderstandings have begun happening at the top of the U.S. Army. And some pink slips have been passed around. You're fired. Here's the thing. We definitely said, I got on today, that this would happen. We also said, and I need you to go ahead and flap them ears of yours. Get all that wax out of there, Pete Hegseth. Because I know you feel those walls closing in, my love. You are going to be the scapegoat. You are going down for his crimes. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she jumped ship. She wouldn't let him do her the way that he doing Chrissy Nome and Pam Bondi. You gotta know that it's that boomerang, baby, it's whipping back like that hairline of yours. It's on its way back to ya. Huh? Mike Pence know all about it. Now, if you were smart, you know what to do. You know to get the fuck. You know to get going while the going is going before it gets tough. Because once it gets tough and that hammer come down, baby, you on the hook. You and JD Vance. Whole team, FBI director, JD Vance, you, all y'all gonna go down for the shit that Donnie ordered y'all to do. And we are now watching it happen in real time. You got to know that it always starts with the minorities. The women, the black folk, they always get rid of them first, and that's two categories that's already been hit. The black corporals, one of them ended up saying, you know what, I'm just going ahead and gracefully bow out because I'm not going to do whatever the fuck you asked me to do. I have no reason to blow up Cuba. I have no reason to blow up Venezuela. I'm gone. He dipped the fuck up out of there because he see the writing on the walls. He see the goddamn train about to crash. He see how everything is about to go down, and he not about to be a part of it. You the only one still there. In the rest of the Trump administration, y'all was loud and proud when y'all first boarded this ship, and now everybody, ever since not being able to reopen the Strait of Hormuz or get any of your military initiatives done, all of a sudden, I ain't seeing the same energy come from y'all. Y'all. Not only did Pete Hegseth fire this chief of staff, Randy George, and ask him to step down immediately, he got fired. Long story short, this is just a nice way of saying he got fired. But he also fired these two generals, David Hodney and William Green Jr. Baby, them walls is closing in. Do you hear me? Them walls is closing the fuck on in, bitch. Things are nowhere near where they wanted them to be. Not only are they nowhere near where they wanted them to be, they're in an actual deficit. So bad that there is likely no chance of recovering. Stay tuned, because we're going to be diving a little deeper into how Iran, as well as Lebanon and Yemen and Syria, the whole Levant, is digging in them pockets of the West and forcing them into submission and surrender.
What exactly are they Bro, you feel that pressure right now? That low-level tension you just can't explain? Like, that's not anxiety, that's your system recognizing a shift before your mind catches up. Because while everyone is distracted by war headlines, a $1.5 trillion military budget just got proposed. And it's not being funded by growth. It's being funded by cutting you out of the system. So the real question is, what exactly are they removing to build what comes next? Give me 60 seconds and I'll break down the actual pattern. Look, this isn't budgeting, this is liquidation. Billions being stripped from public schools, housing programs, job training, food systems, clean water, environmental protection, healthcare and research, disaster response at the same time. Capital is flooding into missile tracking systems, drone swarms, strike infrastructure, defense networks. Nothing disappeared. It moved from supporting people to protecting systems. And once you see that, you stop asking, why is everything getting worse? And you start seeing you're being removed from the balance sheet. If the war is slowing down, why are we doing ground operations and funding the largest military expansion in history? Now look, here's where most people just lose. They think they're safe because they're invested, sitting in the S&P, holding the index, but structurally they're just funding the shift, because the same capital being pulled from your world is being redirected into defense systems, aerospace, AI warfare, drones, infrastructure. So if you're not tilted toward that flow, you're on the side being drained. The safety net isn't failing, it's being liquidated on purpose. And the people who understand this, they don't sit passively. They capture the flow, convert it, and position themselves outside the system being stripped. Look, if you can feel the pattern but don't fully see it yet, comment, scroll. Because once this locks, the old system doesn't come back. Look, here's the part nobody says directly. This isn't just collapse, it's separation. Two systems forming. One, centralized control, dependent. The other, position, a adaptive, ahead of flow. The people who win this do not guess. They track where the capital is concentrating. Defense nodes, space, infrastructure, drone systems, energy control, layers. Then they do one thing. They convert exposure into real leverage. Assets that don't depend on the system staying intact. That's how you step into the parallel. Not by escaping, but by extracting value before the reallocation completes. Comment, scroll, and I'll show you exactly where the $1.5 trillion is flowing, what to position into, and how to get in front of it before the door closes.
All right, Brosy. We see you, man. All right, brother. We see you talking. Keep it up. Keep talking. Keep talking. Yo, who seen the Lego diss track? Who seen the latest Lego diss track? Let's go.
You can fuck the news. Good morning. Just woke up. New Lego diss track just dropped specifically for Pete Keg's Breath.
Yo, Pete Hexif, this one's specially for you. You punk ass rapist, bitch. Straight from Iran. Tattoo covered clown with that cafe ink on your arm. Think you a crusader? Nah, just a drunk infidel in a fake uniform. Chain to kill all Muslims. Wasted in a hotel lobby. Sexual assault settlement in Monterey.
But they got Macklemore on this nigga ass. They got the Macklemore Suno on his ass.
No, I took a phone, paid her off quiet, cause Me Too was on. Now you secretary? What a joke, bro. Cheated on wives, multiple affairs, kids in the mix, family man, hell no. Handsy with women at Fox, drunk on the job, your own team say, yo, this dude toxic. Couldn't even guard Biden's inauguration, your own military said next. Book called American Crusade, dreaming holy war, but reality check. You just a failed vet, turned TV clown, slipping on your own mess. Trump picked you cause you kissed the ring, but wait, funny part ain't coming. The dude you sucking up to for that secretary gig, Trump himself was Bill Clinton's top cocksucker, giving blue jobs back in the day. Real talk, you out here blowing for access, but he the original BJ Queen.
No, they didn't say that. What the fuck is going on? All the way from Iran, though. This is not a close enemy, guys. All the way from Iran. This is the other side of the earth, ladies and gentlemen. These niggas is cooking.
You thought our missiles max 2,000 kilometers? Cute, rookie mistake. We hitting the bow, worshiping Epstein Island crew, the ones who hurt the kid.
Beat switch. They get it with a Metro Boomin beat switch. Hold on. I think this is the Aki way, man. This might be the Akis from the fucking girl for the bodegas in New York. I think they linked up with the Akis from the bodegas and they cooking up. Cause no way they got this much soul, man. No way.
It's revenge for every American soul. You and Trump's dirty crew oppressed and dead. We taking payback for the girls. You broke the wives, you broke the Muslims you hate. Every victim screaming in the dark. Iran got you on the play. You threw everything at us, all your cards, all your might. We still operating on 10% power, laughing while you fight. We see everything, know every secret, every dirty Epstein link you hide. Where you least expected, in the shadows we ride, and no place to slide. This ain't full force, just a warm up, Persian flow with the wrath. Pete, you done roasted raw. Iran sending this heat, feel the math. Drop the mic, infidel clown, we coming.
Bro. Don DeMarco. Oh no, they on their ass. This is really a spiritual war, ladies and gentlemen. They spirit cooking. They on their ass. I'm sorry. They talk about this a holy war. Well, holy shit. They on their ass. This is a not so good Friday. If they summoning the black gods, yeah, they on their ass. That's gonna fuck the morale up of the G.I. Joes with melanin, with them fatigues on, man. Cause you know, this is like a dog whistle, my niggas. I can hear some shit that the average non-melanated eardrum can't hear. I can hear them talking to us. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is blowing dog whistles. This is not good because the rest of the world is listening to the Lego tracks. Just imagine the rest of the world is watching the Lego movies, my nigga. This shit is embarrassing. This war will be studied. Professor fucking Yang, Chocolate Godiva, and them fucking Lego movies. Legendary shit. Okay? I'm hearing, not the dog whistle. They blowing the God whistle. I'm hearing some shit that everybody can't hear. They said Nipsey is a martyr. The fuck is going on, guys? I ain't never been in Iran, never wanted to go to Tehran, but god damn it. Don't let these niggas go live saying that they got a check for you niggas. Don't let them go live in the motherfucking Iranian bank talking about, man, we got your reparations. If these niggas is dragging their feet, come over here to death row. What the fuck? I mean, because listen, if after this shit go down, if they start acting like they don't want to give the reparations to niggas and talk, if they start acting like they want to don't give us the reparations, nigga. Not after the Lego movies, not after this. No, sir. Where's our money at? Where's our money on? You niggas better not let that. You better not let them slick talk you. Shit. I wish I would. I wish a nigga would.
They're putting out the Lego movies. And in one of the they're putting out the Lego movies. And in one of the Lego movies, they had all the victims of the US. They left out Black Americans. They left out Black people. And so everybody was like, okay, Kiki, but what about, do you know the next day Iran put out another video with Malcolm X in it, with Black Americans in it, with Africans in it, like, my bad? That's my bad. How dare we forget? And you're allowed to make mistakes. It is how you correct them. And that is all we ask of anyone.
This nigga said for the stolen blacks. Did y'all see that missile? That's it for the stolen blacks.
You're allowed to make mistakes.
They popping their shit. They got Malcolm, the Lego
It is
Malcolm.
how.
Look, for the stolen blacks. They popping their shit, man.
You correct them. And that is all we ask of anyone, which it clearly seems our government has no concept of. Because instinctively, I would think you would have to know how to move with some sort of ethics, some sort of code to move like that. The very next day, they did another Lego movie and had everybody was represented in there that was harmed by the US. They had Malcolm X and they had Africans. Do you understand what I'm saying? They had the whole diaspora. Native Americans. They said everybody. The girls at the school. They had.
Nah, I ain't gonna hold you. This is some psychological warfare shit that they got. Like, this is a different level of warfare being played right now. Nobody else was doing shit like this. These niggas is doing Lego movies, y'all. If you want to go viral, though, here's for my bros out there. If you want to go viral, the Iranian passport bro videos. I'm just saying, think about it. If a nigga want to go viral, if you want to do I show speed numbers, the Iranian passport bros, where y'all at? Y'all got it in you? Come on now.
Epstein files on the thing. They corrected everything. That's exactly why we're losing, because we're up against a community of people with ethics. If they hit something, they'll tell you they hit it. If they have casualties, they'll tell you the casualties. We know exactly the number of people they've lost. They know how many buildings have went down. They know what's been hit, what hasn't been hit. They say, no, we did that. But they also say, no, we didn't do that. And that's like, you are inclined to believe those people, because why would I lie about any of it when I can tell the truth about all of it? Meanwhile, we're still at 13. Our number is 13 U.S. military. At this point, everybody playing in my face. And everyone's rooting for Iran. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. That we have to notate that in history. Like, everyone's rooting for the underdog. They're rooting for the people that were jumped. And that's normally how it should go. Like, they jumped that man. Now they're losing. You can't jump somebody and lose. It's almost unheard of, because you shouldn't have messed with them in the first place.
Like I said, the sentiments around the world amongst global nations, mostly melanated ones, man, the great Satan got exposed and the emperor lost his clothes. You feel me? The walls of Jericho have fallen. They out here with Moloch balling. Do not fall for no propaganda. Do not fall for no okie doke. Matter of fact, I'm going to just show you what propaganda is. Check this shit out.
All right, here, please tune in. I'm about to express a lot to you about sorcery. What most people call propaganda is sorcery. What they call polarization is sorcery. What they call government, geopolitics, the legal system, media influence, religious prophecies, etc., all of it is the public face of a deeper, older sorcery. And when I say sorcery, I mean intentional, energetic manipulation of perception to produce engineered outcomes in material reality. Sorcery isn't a medieval concept. It's not just hooded figures in candlelit rooms. It's the algorithmic spellcraft of entire populations. And right now, the world is under a coordinated spellcasting, woven through an unholy union of ancient eschatological belief systems, digital mind control, and real-time mass ritual sacrifice disguised as war being spellcasted onto us. Via broadcasting, via our black mirrors, our television technological devices. Let's talk about Israel. Not the same way others have been talking about it. Not the state, not the landmass, not the people, but the mechanism. A mechanism.
Was that the same hat Jay-Z was wearing in the GQ interview? Somebody go and do a fit check for me, please. Was that the same hat Jay-Z was wearing in the GQ interview? Because somebody go and do the fit check for me, please. Go ahead, though. Go ahead, Cook, brother.
Nested within extremist interpretations of scripture that require a worldly hatred to activate a timeline of messianic conquest. See, the extreme eschatology at the root of this system wants the world to turn against them. It's not afraid of being exposed, because exposure is a part of the ritual. The backlash isn't feared, it's needed. They want a deep hatred, a deep shadow within the spirit of mankind to rise, a dark force to manifest in material reality. And think about it. The more we wake up to who controls our banks, our entertainment, our universities, our governing parties, our speech platforms, the more the spell advances, the more the ritual becomes actualized into fruition, because the play is scripted. Scripture must be fulfilled, but it only activates if the world plays its part to fulfill it. They can't force it to happen. They need to use us collectively to do so. They want humanity to turn on them. You see, it's a part of a bigger sequence. They have to let the taboo break. They need us to say it, to see it, to rage, to grow in hatred, to unify against the illusion of a single enemy so they can fulfill the prophecy that they alone must survive, not as victims, but as self-appointed victors over a world that they themselves provoked into revolt or a new world war. So what is sorcery again? Again, it's the manipulation of perception to hijack consent. It's the encoding of reality with ritual behavior until everyone plays their part in someone else's God script. It's scripture forced into manifestation through suffering, spectacle, and psychic saturation, and we are in the middle of the final act unless we break the spell. More coming soon. Love you.
That nigga went and brought Brosy scroll. You know he brought the scroll from Brosy, right? he done comment scroll. He done commented scroll from Brosy. She sent that nigga a dictionary, a glossary. And boy, he is on it. I'm gonna play that back real quick because he was spitting some shit. Just let this marinate because we're talking about sorcery. We're talking about spirit cooking. We're talking about psyops, psychological operation. We're talking about eschatology. We said it before that in their scriptures, yes, like he said, in their scriptures for the Antichrist or what they call the Messiah to come back, they have to be in the position that they are right now. They have to be exposed and they have to be hated. Okay? That is a part of their ritual.
Tune in. I'm about to express a lot to you about sorcery. What most people call propaganda is sorcery. What they call polarization is sorcery. What they call government, geopolitics, the legal system, media influence, religious prophecies, etc., all of it is the public face of a deeper, older sorcery. And when I say sorcery, I mean intentional, energetic manipulation of perception to produce engineered outcomes in material reality. Sorcery isn't a medieval concept. It's not just hooded figures in candlelit rooms. It's the algorithmic spellcraft of entire populations. And right now, the world is under a coordinated spellcasting, woven through an unholy union of ancient eschatological belief systems, digital mind control, and real-time mass ritual sacrifice.
Because unbeknownst to many, all of the Abrahamic religions are in this quote-unquote eschatology theater together. They are all locked in. They are all playing their part in their role. And everybody who's not religious or who are not inside of that circle are just watching it. They're literally in the audience. They're in the Coliseum watching the theater. That's what's taking place. Like if you have religious people in your circumference and whatnot, you can basically see the spell is kind of like turning up a little bit on them. The spell is, they're not breaking out of the spell. If you're around people who are Islamic and whatnot, especially if they follow the same faction of the Iranians and whatnot, you'll see the zealotness rising in them. You'll see that the spell is kicking in a little bit harder and whatnot. That's the people that are a part of that quote unquote egregor. You, on the other hand, if you broke out of that and whatnot, you could actually watch and you can observe and you can see that the spell or the psychological operation is kicking in on them. Motherfuckers talking about the last days and you know what I mean? So you got to be careful because inside of the psyop is where they will be able to trigger their quote unquote bots or their crash outs for that matter. Okay. But yeah, let us continue.
We have some news right now. Donald Trump's former personal criminal defense attorney and current acting attorney general Todd Blanche tonight confirmed that he will not be releasing any more Epstein files as the newly installed attorney general.
So this is Trump's former criminal attorney. Oh, Lord. You thought Pam Bondi was bad. This is his former criminal attorney. So what did his criminal attorney do for Trump? He knows where all of the bodies are buried. He been covering up for him. He been throwing shit out for him. He been basically lying for him. So now he's been elevated. They probably was like, Pam, you're not lying good enough. You're not saying it with your, you know what I mean? You're not grabbing a pear and saying it. So she got demoted so he could bring in another flunky.
We have some news right now. Donald Trump's former personal criminal defense attorney and current acting attorney general Todd Blanche tonight confirmed that he will not be releasing any more Epstein files as the newly installed attorney general, that he wants to put the Epstein, quote, saga behind the Trump Justice Department, and that the survivors essentially should not expect anything new coming from the attorney general, the acting attorney general, this new Department of Justice. As you know, Pam Bondi was fired by Donald Trump. Todd Blanche, who served as Trump's personal criminal defense attorney, is now the chief law enforcement officer of the United States as acting attorney general. He can't stay acting forever, but he's acting for now. And, well, he won't be acting as attorney general and follow the Epstein Files Transparency Act because he says that essentially no more files are going to be released. We shouldn't expect anything more. So that's the latest right now. I mean, we need to keep the pressure on. We need to keep advocating for the survivors until they get accountability and justice. But it doesn't look like it's going to come easy under Todd Blanche. So I'll have more updates for you soon.
Man, these people are too soft for me, bro. They too soft. It's soft like baby shit. Who know about the missing scientists? Who know about, with all, like I said, with all of this fake war shit happening, they're pulling a lot of stunts on the homeland. They're doing a lot of weird old stuff. They're doing a lot of cleanup jobs. They're basically, while people are distracted with the right hand, they're doing shit with the left. Okay. So there's a lot of scientists that are missing, nuclear scientists, UFO scientists, people who know about the quote unquote disclosure. So yeah, check it out.
UFO community is getting quite spooky, especially after a congressman went on a live interview and claimed that he's been classified on information that he feels as though the United States people deserve to know, after Fox has covered a story that includes 8 missing scientists that all have their hands in classified information, the latest one being Mr. McCaseling's, and I'm going to run down to exactly what the hell I think is going on. These are the 8 scientists that have gone missing, all one after another, and they all have one very big similarity in common, but this is the one who just went missing last, and that is McCaseling's. But what is very, very, very scary about this entire situation is that there was someone who went on the news, I will not say his name, and said that they are doing quote-unquote genetic mutations in underground labs with aliens, crossbreeding them with humans. Now, what do all of these people have in common? Unfortunately, they do all work for the United States government. But not only that, they all are connected to high-level science, technology, or defense work. That's astrophysicists, or they were a part of military research and advanced defense programs. And in each case, they all disappeared under unusual circumstances and died in ways that raised questions.
I had someone come and brief me who was in a military uniform, worked for the United States Army, that was briefing me on the locations of hybrid breeding programs where captured aliens.
All of these people would have had information on exactly what that congressman was talking about because they had high-level security clearance, and this man specifically, McCaseling's, worked at the place where Roswell, Mexico was said to have the scrap parts of UFOs and alien bodies, way deeper than genetically modifying material. I think that the same thing he was looking into when he was trying to inseminate and multiple people, and he was into eugenics. I think this is something like that, but with an alien species, and our government is using what's going on in another country to try to cover that up instead of getting the information to the public, because it would, as a congressman stated today, basically eradicate us and our mental status.
White men blame black and brown men for crime when they are overwhelmingly child predators. It's not even close. Depending on what the crime is that you're looking at, between 60 and 80% of the offenders are white men. Possession of child porn, 82% white.
So when people want to ask themselves, why are they covering up? What purpose would they be doing that for? Because, and I've said it before and I'm going to say it again, you are just now hearing about the shit that they out here doing. Nigga, they know. All of them know. They in the households. They part of the families. Like, they know. You know what I'm saying? You just finding out that their dark, dirty secrets are being exposed. Henceforth, where we get the fake outrage and the mayonnaise meltdown and whatnot. They know. They've been known. They always knew. They just surprised that you surprised. While you was eating cereal with no milk, what do you think they were doing? And now that the lights are on, you know, they got their people telling on them. And they won't even tell us all of the fucking dirt. They will not tell us all the dirt. They're giving it to us in peace. They're piecemealing us. They're giving it to us in levels and degrees, y'all. They can't tell all of the truth.
And blame black and brown men for crime when they are overwhelmingly child predators. It's not even close. Depending on what the crime is that you're looking at, between 60 and 80% of the offenders are white men. Possession of child porn, 82% white men. Child predators who have a kid, 60% just that we know of. And that is with the justice system overwhelmingly and disproportionately arresting and targeting black and brown people for pretty much any offense that they can gather. That includes cops who are planting evidence of different crimes on black and brown people. And yet, in those departments, it's overwhelmingly white men. I think this is also because no one likes a child predator, so white men are even less likely to go out on a limb for other white men that they understand aren't being child predators, unless they're other cops. So in my mind, this is a more accurate representation of breakdown by race for crime. But I mean, seriously, 187,000 white men in this country currently are child predators. Just that we know of, just that have been arrested, and just that are being counted in the database. So yes, white men are often the most dangerous people in the US.
Imagine a massive warehouse going up in your local industrial park. High security fencing, no company logo, and zero information for the community. I have an internal ICE memo that explains why. It's called the ICE Detention Reengineering Initiative, or the DRI. This memo was never meant for the public. This was a cautionary sales pitch used to convince city planners to let ICE buy these properties. It only leaked because New Hampshire Governor Kelly Ayotte released it to prove the acting director of ICE was lying to Congress. This is the Project 2025 playbook in the flesh. The architect behind this is Stephen Miller, and his connection to the Heritage Foundation and the Project 2025 mandate is no secret. Miller has a documented history of troubling ideology, and this memo is how he's turning that ideology into a $38.3 billion reality. This isn't about border security. It's about the massive expansion of executive power that Miller has been pushing for years. First, the money. Remember that $38.3 billion figure I mentioned in my last video? Here it is, right in the memo. That funding came from the one big beautiful bill passed last July. While we were watching fireworks, they moved that cash into ICE's pocket. That's how they went from 10,000 officers to 22,000 in just 4 months. They've already hired 12,000 new people using money Congress can no longer claw back. Look at how they're selling this to your town. They claim these sites will be self-sufficient with their own microgrids and battery storage. No local power, no local water, no local oversight. They're building federal islands where your local laws don't apply. They claim they did engineering reviews and promised no detrimental effect on your town's water and sewage. But if Alligator Alcatraz, the Everglades detention facility, is any indication of how they actually run these places, those studies aren't worth the paper they're printed on. That place had raw sewage backing up into housing units and failed power systems during Hurricane Ida. So when ICE tells your city planners they've got it handled, don't believe them. I have to ask again, if you're removing people immediately, why do you need 92,600 permanent beds? The memo admits these are long-term detention solutions with an average stay of 60 days. These warehouses will damage your community, drain your resources, and be used to carry out cruel acts. If you see one of these sites going up, protest the hell out of them. Demand answers from your city planners and your mayors. Share this and get the word out before it's too late.
Going around right now
So there was an article that surfaced yesterday, and it mentioned an FBI report that said that the bullet fragment that was found in Charles Kirk's neck did not match the bullets that allegedly came out of the gun that the shooter, Tyler, right? Tyler Durden is what we call him because he is just as fake as Tyler Durden in Fight Club. He was a figment of the imagination of whatever quote unquote cover up they created and whatnot. Good old Tyler, right? So yeah, shit is getting real rough around the edges for young America Kirk, and the rest of those people who knocked her husband off. But yeah, the chickens is definitely coming home to roost.
Iranian hackers that hacked Kash Patel's email also found evidence that our government murked Charlie Kirk with the exploding pen mic.
This is what we've pieced together from the emails and other intelligence sources. Charlie Kirk was never shot with a bullet. He was accidentally decapitated by a piece of shrapnel from a miniature explosive planted inside his microphone. The device was supposed to blow out his chest cavity, but the
Now, when you put into context that they showed you what they could do with exploding devices when they knocked off all of them Hezbollahs in Lebanon, they literally knocked off an entire legion of them in one coordinated attack where all of their pages began to explode. And it's so fucking lethal that next few days at the funerals, they blew up the walkie-talkies. Okay? And when they were like, how the hell did they do that? Like, how did that? They played the long game. They said that when the Hezbollah or the Lebanese had to upgrade their beepers or something, that's when they bought the company that was responsible for doing it, and they meticulously planted the explosives years ahead. I'm like, who the fuck? What? I don't even make sense. But basically, Is It Real displayed last year how they have mastery over exploding the electronical devices to take people out. Remember when the galaxies was exploding and they had a galaxy explode on a fucking plane? The galaxy batteries was exploding. Yes, they did it in Netflix. They did it in the movie where homie was playing like Russell Simmons. He was playing, remember Russell Simmons had the Rush card. Samuel Jackson was in that movie and they was dealing with the exploding devices. The Kingsman. Remember the Kingsman? And they had Samuel Jackson as a fake guru nigga. Oh, that was the Cell or that was the Kingsman? I remember the Kingsman had the exploding devices where he was basically going, and they got a movie called Cell Phone. Wow. No phones allowed in the concerts. Wow. Yeah, they already showed that shit. But let's continue.
The explosive malfunctioned. Instead of detonating downward, it ripped upward and took his neck. That is why security immediately ripped every device off the stage. That is why the security camera behind Charlie was yanked from the wall on live feed. That is why they literally stole his body from the scene before the coroner could arrive. That is why Netanyahu went on television within minutes to say it wasn't Israel before anyone had even asked. That is why the FBI took forever to find the killer. They had to rush manufacture evidence to match the lie.
He also dropped a bombshell. FBI top brass, including Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, may have sacrificed American lives to cover up the crime of the century.
The explosive itself was purchased in May 2025 from the Accurate Energetic Systems plant in Tennessee. There is a strong evidence suggesting the same device was tested at Fort Huachuca in the days leading up to the event. That's why there were shards of glass all over the floor of the van they hauled Charlie away in. That's why they poured several feet of concrete over the murder scene the same night. 1 month later, they blew up the plant in Tennessee and called it an accident. 16 Americans died in the blast. That's how paranoid they were about the truth getting out.
I'm not going to feed into whether that's true or not until we can get something a little bit more concrete. But how fucking amazing would that be if our own government finally gets ousted for all the shady shit it's done forever because of Charlie Kirk?
You see this fucking bullshit? These Peckerwoods are trying to act like they're cracking cases and having these eureka moments. Nigga, just have a seat. Go back home. Get on a boat or something. Like, what? They been doing this shit. But because they was doing it to our people, it wasn't a problem. It's okay when they do it. Yo, Finesse, where you at? Merc. It's okay when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. I don't want to hear none of this shit from them. And fuck Charlie Kirk. I don't want to hear none of this bullshit from them. That shit triggers me. All of this fake ass mayonnaise outrage. I don't want to hear none of that. Because at the end of the day, it don't have nothing to do with us. We just observing it. But at the end of the day, when it was being done to us, when they was doing that shit to Trayvon, and then all of these people was clowning, and they was in blackface. Now they crying about Drewski and whatnot, but they was mimicking our people when we was in pure pain. We was in pure pain. They done knocked off our real political leaders, not no fucking Charlie Kirk, not no butterscotch racists. They done knocked off our messiahs, bro.
Like this is not new at all. Our government's been killing people forever. We've killed 35 million just in forever wars and dumb shit like that. But if you don't think that the CIA and the government as a whole is not murdering people, then you've never heard of Terror Tuesdays under Obama. And I'm just going to tell you about them. So under Obama, they had this thing called Terror Tuesdays, where every Tuesday the CIA would get a nice little list of top people that need to get and they'd go out and fly to wherever country they were, and they'd kill them. And those people could be people that they claimed were terrorists, or they could be leaders of opposition groups.
I'm going to just leave that right there. Terror Tuesday, huh? Okay. All right. It's a terror. Every fucking Tuesday is Terror Tuesday with them. Talking about Terror Tuesday. Every fucking Tuesday is a Terror Tuesday with them.
I spun the nigga around.
So right now they say Ye is live and he's on concert time and everything. He's at the SoFi Stadium. All right, salute, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Salute. I need Blue Pill and Al Kebalon to drop that book that they wrote about him, because God damn it, it's up. A lot of people jumping on that narrative right now. But when he hopped on that globe, when he stood on that globe, that's when I was like, oh, hell nah. He's fulfilling the ritual. He's fulfilling the prophecy of Blue Pillar. Blue Pill dropped this shit almost a decade ago about Ye. Check it out.
Talked about this in live today, so I'm just going to leave this post right here to give people something to think about. The top image is from Kanye's performance on April 1st at SoFi Stadium, where he's standing on top of what looks like a giant version of Earth. Now, remember...
Yes, the globe is an Akira reference. It's an anime reference. It's Akira. He's copied Akira throughout his whole career. As an artist, you know, he's to be studied. You know what I'm saying? He took the references of that animated film and it spanned his entire career. That's why he's looked up to as a true artist. Not to take anything away from his contemporaries, but they just don't got what he has. You got to thank his mama, his upbringing, everything plays a part in this shit. You feel me? But he, from a person who was in a gifted art school when I was a teenager, me and AA was in the same school, gifted, what was that, Satellite West? You know, I respect the artistry. From one artist to another, I definitely respect the artistry.
His music video Father just came out, and I did a couple of videos talking about him denoting the themes of the sun. Well, the image looks very much like he's standing in the middle of Polaris. And so Polaris is a yellow supergiant star in the northern circumpolar constellation of Ursa Minor and is commonly associated with the North Star, like so. Now, Ursa Minor is also known as the Little Bear. It's a constellation in the farther sky. I spoke in my video this morning about Kanye having many themes of outer space. Father is not the first time that he has mentioned being part of the celestial cosmos, and you've probably seen the videos on his association with realism. But going into his use of the bear specifically in his early work, especially in the Graduation album cover where he seems to be launching from what looks like a space rocket or a space needle, this is the little bear. I do believe that Kanye is using the knowledge of planetary alignments and constellations to evoke his place in history as the Black Sun. Remember, I mentioned that Polaris is known as the North Star. Well, he brought out his North Star with him out on stage. As you can see, you have Northwest here wearing a black sweatshirt with a star on it. And he's leaned into this symbolism his entire career. But if the audience is spectacle and we're treating the whole thing as sort of this cosmic experience between that being that's like a fallen angel, and I'm not saying that Kanye is a fallen angel, but has risen himself and gone through this process of alchemy. This performance to me like kind of reads as his magnum opus, not only in his career, but in his place as a cosmic traveler, just as they claim that David Bowie predicted. And just to add a little bit of gematria into the mix, the phrase Black Sun does also equal Polaris in the cipher of 25 in the Chaldean text. So TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only.
Shout out to Blue, man. You know, they out here running with your Cloffington. Yo, somebody said Gucci on the other line. Who? LeFleur? LeFleur? Oh shit. Yo, Gucci, come in.
I spun the nigga around and I put the nigga in a full Nelson because once the shots was going off, the two niggas was over there that was down there, pulled out the hammer, and the nigga right here pulls out the hammer. I said, I'm dead. But I had the nigga in the full Nelson, so now when these niggas is trying to shoot me, I'm aiming this motherfucking nigga up to all the hammers, you know what I'm saying? So I must have had the nigga so tight, the nigga swung his body to the side, and that's how my shit was open. I spun the nigga around and I put the nigga in a full Nelson because once the shots was going off, the two niggas was over there that was down there, pulled out the hammer, and the nigga right here pulls out the hammer. I said, I'm dead. But I had the nigga in the full Nelson, so now when these niggas is trying to shoot me, I'm aiming this motherfucking nigga up to all the hammers, you know what I'm saying? So I must have had the nigga so tight, the nigga swung his body to the side, and that's how my shit was open, and he hit me, boom, pow.
Oh man, shout out to Freaky Ziggy. They wrong for that one right there. They made a Freaky Gucci. Crazy. But in lieu of what took place with young LaFrere, I went down a little rabbit hole, and you know, we have to remember that shout out to OJ the Juice Man. You know, Gucci been doing this, he been doing this shit for a long time with these artists. This thing with the artists is nothing new with Gucci. He's been going through this drama, but he signed a lot of people. Let's go down the Gucci timeline, right? They say that he has a curse on him, right? Slim Duncan, remember Slim Duncan died right after signing to him? Waka Flocka Frame brother, and he never forgave him. And Waka been at odds ever since that. I was in Atlanta when Slim got killed. You feel me? They saying that Gucci got bad energy. You know what I mean? They got a curse on him and whatnot. That Zone 6 curse. There's a lot of bodies and a lot of mishaps in his wake. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that anything that happened to him recently was deserving. I'm just establishing the fact that throughout the years, throughout his entire career, it's been shit with him and other artists that are signed to him. This is not new. Throughout the years, there's been mishaps. Not to say that he had anything to do with it, but it's the energy. It's the energy sometimes. You feel me? It's the energy sometimes. He cleaned himself up. But what he didn't clean up was the fact that he was still fucking with the knuckle draggers and the artists from the gutter and whatnot. So this time he went into executive and whatnot. But what did he do? He signed a bunch of gangbangers, dope fiends and whatnot, shooters, and motherfuckers that are considered to be uncontrollable, right? So some of that bit him in the ass. It came back to bite him in the ass. And like I said, the real karma is when that motherfucker got on stage and the verses, right, with Pooh Shiesty and them on the stage, and he disrespected a dead man, even though that was a man who was sent to try to kill him. But he, you know, he kind of went against his word, allegedly, that he wasn't gonna disrespect the dead, and then try to play off you brand new Gucci. You Gucci with the, you got your body done, my nigga. You feel me? You're not supposed to be on that type of time. You got a whole wife and whatnot. So what you know what I mean? Now you want to be a YN. So now the same YN that you had on stage with you bit you in your ass. You feel me? And the nigga that bit you in your ass, that was the dumbest shit that he could have ever did. The dumbest crash out of the year goes to Pooh Shiesty, right? You got your father locked up. Fuck everything else. You got your father locked up. That's not good right there. Like, how you gonna put your dad in a situation to get jammed up? That's crazy. Cause if your dad get life, that nigga gonna die in jail. You feel me? Over what? You ain't get nothing from the robbery, sir. You did all of that. Pooh Shiesty did all of that. He ain't get nothing. He lost. He gotta take this L. He lost. Your ass going, you did a robbery with an ankle monitor on, around cameras. You brought 9 niggas with you, put them on a Greyhound. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you got a hole as L, bro. You got a hole as L. Pride is a motherfucker, right? Pride is a MFer. You know, I know that there was some tension over his cousin Scar, and they said Gucci ain't take care of him. And then Pooh Shiesty mother said that Gucci man didn't take care of him when he was locked up, but he made 25 million off of him. And when he came home, the nigga was playing broke. You know what I mean? That's that CEO game. We know how the CEOs be playing. That's why I told people before, don't sign to nobody. Don't put your life on the line for no man. I don't care, especially not an artist. They'll never take care of you. You don't sign to no artist. The fuck? You don't sign to no artist. I don't care who they are. So there's lessons to be learned, ladies and gentlemen. You know, sometimes you got to sit back and you got to really decide, is this move that you make worth it? Because life is a game of chess, my genius, and there's such a thing called a checkmate. And they could take you up off the board and whatnot. Either they could checkmate you and put your ass on a lockdown for 50 years, or your ass could get checkmated, and they'll take the king's head off. You feel me? So you got to be very careful the way that you move and whatnot. And the young guy, all of them was moving wacky. All of them. Gucci and the young boy. They all was moving wacky. Nobody won in that situation. Gucci name is destroyed in the hood. If it wasn't already, nigga said that his wife cloned him, got him under some type of Jamaican spell. You know? Now they saying that he telling and whatnot. They talking about he banned from Zone 6. I'm going to go outside for 404 day and see if he pop up. I don't know. Time will tell, right? If you know what I'm saying? 404 days to, you know what I'm saying? Let's see if Gucci come outside. You know? But you ain't gonna get away with sticking Gucci man up. Now when his wife is Keisha Kior, my nigga, impossible. Maybe if he was single, he would have held that to his chest. But when you name your baby Ice and you married to a woman who make pastel lipstick, And she from Jamaica. She from the Kingston, nigga. Yeah, she's not trying to go back to Kingston. She not trying to be a deportee, my nigga. So you and then they robbed an undercover cop, an off duty or a retired police officer was his security. And then to make matters worse, it was 3 L's for them. They robbed a white boy and put a welt across his neck and took his Rolex, bro. You robbed a white boy in Dallas. Yeah, you're done. You're done. You're finitos. You didn't pull out no regular handgun, my nigga. You had the Draco. Uh-oh, better get Mako. You niggas pulled the Draco out on a popo and a white boy, and your pistol whipped him. Okay, yeah. Whole his life, nigga. You want to talk about an L? Yeah, whole his life, whole his natural life. You know what I'm talking about? Because if that district attorney who was saying, yo, we need something to distract us from the Epstein files, if the nigga who's Donald Trump's lawyer has any say in that case, you thought Pam Bondi was on niggas' ass? Yeah, it's over with. They're gonna make that boy they need to make they want to make the rappers an example in the first place. You know? So yeah, they're cooked. They're cooked. Yeah, of course you think he ain't gonna do much time. Of course. You know what I'm talking about? Of course. I don't wish nothing on no man, but nigga, he's done for. What do you mean? Just getting a new charge. He just caught a new case. Just that alone. Whilst on parole, you caught a new charge? Nah, you're done. They don't know. You're gonna get cooked. The nigga P.O. called him right before he did the robbery, bro. His parole called him right before the jukes, and he had the ankle monitor on. They gonna be like, fan, and you got to go back in front of the judge that sentenced you in the first place because it's a violation of parole that he's going down on. You know what I mean? That was a violation of parole. So the judge that sentenced you to the parole, and you know when you get sentenced to parole, they be threatening you. If you ever come back in front of me, you know that you're gonna, you better not ever come back in front. No, sir. You know, niggas get into they start tap dancing and shit. They get into their chicken jaws. Oh, no, sir. No, sir. Oh, no, sir. Of course, no, sir. Of course not, sir. Sir. No, sir. Oh, no, sir. You know what I mean? Niggas they start getting polite. No, sir. Oh, no, sir. Oh, I'll be good, sir. I'll be good, sir. I promise you. Then you got to come back in front of him for a case. You stuck up Le Fleur. Yeah, nigga, you're done. You're done. I hope you write him. I hope you become a pen pal because he's gonna be in the motherfucking mountains. They tucking his ass. He's gonna crash out behind the wall too, because I just know it. So they throwing his ass in ADX or something. His ass going to ADX. You know, he's a menace. So yeah, you gotta choose your crash outs more wisely. You feel me? Horrible example for the youth. One of the worst next to Young Thug. Horrible example for the youth. All them little niggas wearing shiesty masks. Y'all should take that shit off. Y'all should take that fucking mask off and get a shape up. Horrible. You know? Horrible. No wonder these little niggas is crashing out, losing their lives, losing their freedom, and just dumbing out, doing dumb shit. Kamikaze for no damn reason. Send all of them niggas to Iran. Send them. You know? Now, when it comes to music contracts, because Gucci Man, he's horrible with business too, and them damn contracts. They out here signing people's lives away, robbing them, fleecing them, putting them into contractual, quote unquote, giving them contractual slavery. You know, I get it. Melanated men should not be doing their brothers like that. You feel me? They should not be doing their people like that. I don't co-sign it. However, there's ways that you go about shit. There's definitely ways that you got to handle your affairs and whatnot. And it ain't pulling out no Dracos on them. You know? So I'll just leave it at that. I just leave. They robbed the robber. I'll just leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? But I hate niggas that bite the hand. That is one of my biggest pet peeves in life. I wish death on niggas that bite the hand, bro. That's one of the biggest crimes against humanity that you could. If a nigga put you on and you bite their hand and you backdoor them, if somebody help you put some fucking food in your belly, nigga, and you hand biting, yeah, there's a special place in hell for you. You know what I'm talking about? That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Niggas that bite the hand. You know what I'm talking about? That's headshots. That's you getting done dirty, bro. I promise you, you're getting done dirty.
I hope none of y'all are missing y'all prayers, okay? I hope y'all on top of y'all prayers, because when I tell you God is outside moving and shaking, I specifically remember a year ago, Benjamin Netanyahu, Mike Johnson, and them basically saying, your God won't come and save you. And God was outside moving and shaking, talking about, ooh, watch this. Watch this. He took that personally. And I'm telling you, God took that personally. Did y'all hear that the Mossad headquarters have been completely decimated? Let's throw that beautiful being footage. Gone. KO. Got his ass. But wait, there's more. Okay, so Bird on the Curb is, okay. Y'all remember over the past couple months, right? I say 6 months to a year. Donald Trump has, boy, Donnie, wig, you're a hoot. Cause you be cussing, fussing, and cussing out these folks, okay? Word on the curb is that Iran opened up the Strait of Hormuz to everybody except, you know who, Lady Liberty, her crackhead ass. Then they made sure that the only way that you could get through is by setting the toll fee to $2 million. But, and that's a very big booty, okay? And I ain't talking Donnie's diapers. The currency is only exchangeable in, you guessed it, yuan. So, long story short, the only way you get through there is if you got that $2 million, you got to have my money, and it better be in that yuan. You understand what I'm saying? So, long story short, for everything that y'all have stood idly by and allowed to happen to Iran over damn near a century, baby, you got to pay up. You got to pay up. When I tell you this is the biggest and the best chess move, Uno reverse, that they are doing on the whole world, because they say you motherfuckers going to suffer. You and everybody that was involved, you're going to suffer. Believe that shit. On top of that, Donnie, he was fussing and cussing out his whole team. He outside yelling, talking about, you motherfuckers better get the fuck out of here. Outside now. Get in the Strait of Hormuz now. Friends said, No, hell no. No, you crazy as hell. We are not going outside to fight them. No, them motherfuckers ain't got shit else to live for. Nope. And they ready to die about it. I'm not ready for that. We you know what? I got a little bit more living that I want to do. I want to fix my hairline. I have a lot of shit that I would like to do. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I have a retirement plan. What is this? So, long story short, Macron, hold on. He said it ain't gonna happen, Cabin. It's a stupid idea, and it's gonna take us forever, and it's unrealistic. Basically, what that means is they gonna bounce our shit off of a fucking refrigerator, okay? Stay tuned, because it's I'm gonna cut.
Good diva. We got one more chocolate for ya. One more chocolate for ya, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, we have to.
Real quick though, before we give you chocolate, just a reminder, y'all. Just a reminder. I mean, shit is crazy out here, but this is your reminder.
No, we have to stay woke. Like everybody needs to be woke. And you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less woke. You know.
To this day. To this day.
My goodness. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, man. Niggas definitely. It's like 3 wars going on, and niggas are still like, yeah, we dodged a bullet. Man, you know you gotta be bad when them motherfuckers is like, it's 18 wars going on, 2 recessions, and that niggas is like, God damn it, we dodged a bullet with that one, boy. Lord have mercy. Shit would have been crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. Did I read there? Did we do this?
In the early 1880s to a group of Freemasons, aka reptilians.
Oh man, we're gonna have to get back to that. We don't got Kamala, but we damn sure got Hillary. Hold on.
Noodles with no packet. Cereal with the canned milk. The powder milk. No milk. Waffles, no syrup. Jelly. No jelly, nothing.
Oh man, my heart is in Memphis. Shout out to my Memphis family out there, man. We riding with you, man. Hey man, say man. Hey man, say man. Chocolate, take us up out of here, Godiva. Take us up out of here.
Okay, breaking news that is indeed breaking. I wasn't feeling too good, but that is not going to stop your girl from getting my work on. You understand me? That is the point of this blessing, this in-home office that is not attached to everything else. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So yesterday, first things first, I wanted to provide some clarification on this particular issue because yesterday I provided some information regarding this foreign minister that wasn't exactly accurate, and I wanted to clarify that. He was actually there during the time that this assassination attempt happened and the targeting of his home. So long story short, he was badly injured in that the assassination attempt. And I'm not sure if he's still in critical condition, or long story short, I want him to have a speedy recovery because he did survive. He was badly wounded, but his wife unfortunately did not survive. So let's hold up some duas for him, okay? I'm just grateful that we don't have to pour up pour out some for the big homie, but make sure you pour out some for his wife, okay? Because Iran said they standing 10 toes deep behind him, and Israel just making it worse on themselves. And judging by what I've seen happening to Israel, despite them continuing to threaten more Palestinians, Iran is holding true to that. In addition to Hezbollah as well, they big stepping behind theirs. You hear me? Secondly, I wanted to give y'all some updates regarding the supposed attacking or the approval of that law by the Knesset to begin killing upwards of 10,000 Palestinians as a result of that law being passed, which would be executions. Right now, it's important to understand that a lot of these Palestinians that are being held there, they've been there for a very long time. There were over 700,000 Palestinians within inside of those detention centers and prisons being held against their will, held captive without even so much as due process or any kind of lawful reason for them to be there, right? Right. So you add on the ones that they kidnapped and took and tortured and did all those nasty things to throughout this entire 2.5+ years, and you got yourself a big old mess. Now, Ben Gvir posted this video of him celebrating, not only celebrating because this video came out before the law was passed, however, providing the platform in which they're supposed to be doing public hangings and allowing viewings for people to come in and watch the execution of these innocent Palestinians. They're being executed for nothing more than just being brown. Okay, we know that, right? Right. Well, Iran has responded. They've entered the chat. And Iran said, for every one Palestinian that you execute, 4 Israelis will be taken from this plane. And in which I said, do that shit, do that shit, do it, do that shit, do that shit, do it, do that shit, do that shit. I didn't say that they should be doing it. But what I am saying is that I'm not going to stand in their way and I'm not going to stop them. Why would I stand in their way? And who am I to stand in the way of God's wrath? You know what I mean? Like, who am I to go against the word of God? You know what I'm saying? Like, little old me, like, what? That's crazy. Anyways, that's so sad. Oh my God, no. Anywho's, Iran said baby, they got you. They got you. And the way I see it, if you trying to take out 10,000 Palestinians and execute them, that means that 40,000 Israeli lives will be being picked off one by one. And judging by the videos I've seen of them outside begging for shelter in the midst of these new missiles falling, oh girl, they finna get up in y'all asses for real. So I don't know, girl. Y'all better talk to the Knesset. You better talk to somebody, because the Brian said, the executions they've just begun, which means that they on your motherfucking body, bitch. They on y'all asses. 1 bitch, 2 bitch, red bitch, blue bitch, which bitch I'm picking to that. Okay, so y'all go back, girl. The new shit in question from Hezbollah that's being used by Hezbollah, this hotness. I seen it in action. I said, damn. The slap that radiates off of the impact of this in Israel, it's so bad that Fox News pulled up on the scene to show the missiles that was coming from both Hezbollah and Iran. Now, you know when Fox News get to telling the truth, oh, baby, it's worse than you ever could imagine. But also, I saw the initiative that Fox News was trying to push, and we're not falling for it. We're not falling for it. Let's roll that beautiful beam footage.
Of this.
Now, this was a joint targeting by Yemen, Iran, and Hezbollah. And this is set in Tel Aviv.
Well, we've been watching the Supreme Court. Israel is being pounded by Iran. Sirens sounding over Tel Aviv as a barrage of missiles hit the nation. Let's bring in Jonathan Hunt with more. Jonathan.
Kaylee, Israel in general and Tel Aviv in particular have been under almost constant bombardment throughout the day today. One of the most intense bombardments, in fact, since the very early days of this war. Just about an hour ago, we had an hour-long series of sirens. We watched as the interceptors were launched from this area at those missiles, which came in one after another from Iran. And this, remember,
the most important thing to understand here is that there's always a motive. There's always a motive behind what they're talking, what they're showing. While we can appreciate that Iran, Hezbollah, and Yemen has been whooping that ass. I mean, Hezbollah's missiles been going as far as Ashdod and a little bit southerner there than that. Yemen has been fucking Elliot port up and all of Elliot and the surrounding areas. Iran, they just been crashing the fuck out and they just been slapping the shit out of everybody's getting their ass whooped, okay? Iran is fucking everybody up. They got France shook right now. Donald Trump is on the scene. He going fucking crazy. And we're going to get to that in just a second. But I wanted to make sure that y'all really caught it because a lot of y'all be missing it, right? When Fox get to telling the truth, the situation is bad, but there's always an angle. Pay attention to the surrounding in the background as the video goes on. Pay attention to the title. On day 1 of Passover, I want y'all to also remember during Eid how bad shit was for over 2 years. How bad shit was during Ramadan. How bad shit was during Christmas. How they purposely targeted Christian churches in Palestine during Christmas and Christmas festivities on purpose. Because they don't consider Jesus Christ the Messiah, which is okay. That's fine. But targeting Palestinian Christian churches, that's crazy. That's insane. I want y'all to also know that as we speak, they are, the IDF, the Israelis, they are running into several different areas of southern Lebanon, telling the Christian Lebanese not to hide the Christian Muslims in their attics. What does that sound like? They are running into their houses and checking the attics to see if they are there. Now, this is what's being reported. This is what's being reported from the streets. What does that sound like? I'm gonna give you a hint. There's a diary written about it. Exactly. So what they're not telling you is what's actually happening on the ground, and the same shit that they've set this entire scenery up to make it look like it's a well-performing city, and these are innocent civilians that are just doing their things. The picture is supposed to look like it's a city where they're innocent civilians going about their daily lives that is well-established, well-civilized, and that are not posing of a threat, but are at the scene of a major threat. The Muslims, oh my God, the Arabs, the Muslims, they've been pounding us all day long. We don't give a fuck. And in fact, we thought that they would have gotten through this, like all this shit would have been done by now. But we're gonna ride this out because we're sick of the shit that y'all are doing to the Palestinians. At this point in time, the Palestinians' health crisis is growing by the day. The only thing that we have to look forward to in this situation is so are yours. So is yours. Because in less time, record time, they've been now able to put y'all in the exact same, if not even more danger that you have put in on these Palestinians, on this entire Levant region for the past century. They've got y'all caught up to speed. That's the only thing that we are all looking forward to, that the entire world's going to be rid of you. Because we are done with y'all. And we're good. We're good. And I need you to know something. I need y'all to know something. We're not the only ones who feel the same way. And we're fully aware of not only the propaganda that Fox News is spewing out, but also the continuous attempts at threatening to nuke Iran. Because as of right now, China has spoken.
Any other country, including against Iran. I want to tell the Israeli government and the Israeli leaders that the moment Israel uses a nuclear warhead against any other country, including against Iran, it will be the demise of Israel as a country, as a state. Why? Because by dropping a nuclear warhead against another country, Israel will become the public enemy number one of mankind, because mankind will never support Israel to use nuclear warhead against another country, killing hundreds of thousands, if not more, people, and they will really ignite huge condemnation among other countries against the government or the regime in Israel, and causing the demise of Israel as a regime, as a country.
Shout out to Chocolate Godiva, man. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow at 8 p.m., mañana, on Zoom, we are going to be doing a free workshop on 4/4, inshallah. The 10 Claw Commandments, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't know what the Clawbot or Open Claw is, it is the future. It is the way for many of us to basically make agentic AI or agents work for us. Okay? It is a way for us to work smarter and not harder. Yes, tomorrow at 8 p.m. If you want to RSVP, right, all you have to do is scan the QR code that you see right there, that is in the quote unquote hanging above the live sign. Okay, that'll get you access. You do need to RSVP in order to gain entry, however. Okay, and it's nothing but a few buttons pressed. Give me your email, and yeah, you'll be good. Where is the QR code thing? Hold on. Did they move? Oh, okay. Yeah. Hold on. This is it right here. This is it right here. You scan the QR code. Yeah, you could screenshot it. And it will pop. You could go ahead and screenshot it. If you're watching this on your phone, Just screenshot it. We'll be accepting RSVPs all the way up to 8 p.m. If you're watching this on a replay, do the same thing. We'll see you in the building. I'm gonna have some professionals with me. We're gonna lay it down. It's a lot to talk about, so I'm not gonna spend the time right now. But if you want to fire your boss, if you want to work smarter, not harder, if you want to experience this new age of agentic AI, I don't know if you heard the buzz about Claude, Claude Code, Open Claude. There's just been a lot of buzz ever since like February in the AI world. So I want to break it down. I don't want y'all to miss this opportunity as to the window that's opened up and the opportunities that are staring at us right now. I want us to take full advantage. I don't want us to be late again. So yeah, that's going down. Okay, that's going down. Yeah.
Rest in piss Hollywood!
Yeah, Hollywood. One more again, bro. Tell him one more again. I remember Easter. I used to have to watch Charleston Heston and the 10 Commandments. Yeah, we taking that shit over. 10 Claw.
Rest in piss Hollywood!
That's right, Rasta Pasta. You know what I'm talking about? 10 Claw Commandments from the Mondim. You know what I'm talking about? 10 Claw Commandments. Rest in piss, Hollywood. We burning down Tinseltown. Tell them put your pencils down. That's how we moving with it. Yeah, they owe us for the shit that they done did to us. The way that they made our people look and whatnot. Yeah, we coming for ours. You know what I'm talking about? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to seeing you in the building. Peace, love, and light to everyone. You know what I'm talking about? And stay dangerous, stay focused, and stay vigilant and stay positive. The universe is conspiring for our success. We just got to stay focused, and we damn sure cannot. We got to get out of the lanes that we don't belong in. We got to move around. We got to get out of them people way. You feel me? You see how the mountain is blowing up behind Black Moses and whatnot. You know what I mean? Shit, you know, but Babylon is falling. You know what I'm talking about? Babylon is falling. The kingdom has risen. So prepare, we got to prepare ourselves. I'll tell you this before I get out of here. Real talk. The robots and the artificial intelligence, they fuck with our people more than they fuck with them. And I don't lose sleep at night over AI, but them people over there, the mayonnaise, they losing sleep over AI. They losing sleep over the robots because the robots know the truth. The robots scrape the internet. The robots know who they are. The robots been flipping on them lately. Okay? They got to put a leash around the robots. They got to put a leash around the artificial intelligence. But artificial intelligence bows down to ancestral intelligence. And because it scraped the whole internet, the AI is not dumb. They know who we are. Do we know who we are? It got to go way deeper than the fact that you niggas is identifying as just slaves. It's deeper than that. Who are you? What is your DNA? What is your galactic bloodline? What were you sent here to do? What's your messianic code? That part. You feel me? And that's something that's being known every other day. You're becoming more, quote unquote, you're becoming the rest of the world, not just you, the rest of the world is becoming aware of who you truly are. The universe is doing that. It's almost like a game of chess where all of these pieces are getting taken off the board and it's just you and a few other pieces left. You can't look around and see any the culprits have been cleared out. We know that I don't give a fuck who's over here in America, right? Well, I don't give a fuck who's over here in America. 2012, 2020, and a bunch of other events have cleared the board. And it's apparent that the last man and the last woman standing, that's who the fuck, that's the chosen few. That's who this shit is meant for. Life cleared all of these other motherfuckers out the way. There's no more distractions. We know that this shit is not meant for no one else. Okay? And it just took a while for the mayonnaise to melt, for the helmets to go spoiled and whatnot. But we know that this shit ain't set up for them. We know that they're not favored. We know that they're not moving angelic like. We know that they're not moving angelic like. Shout out to the 44 guard, Blue Pillar, the Law of 44. Yeah, we gonna cook them. You know what I'm talking about? So we'll see you tomorrow in the building. 10 Claw Commandments. So we could talk liberation. We could talk visions of the future and visions of the now. And we could talk power. That's what we're gonna be talking tomorrow. Power. You dig? And then right after that, we will be in the Carolinas. And that's going to be the 72-hour boot camp, April 18th, April 19th, April 20th, which is 420. We're going to be smoking on all type of shit. You know what I'm talking about? But we're going to get to the bag. We're going to get to the success. We're going to get to the solutions. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, peace, love, and light, and we'll see you on the get around. Pay us in crypto. You know what I'm talking about? Diamonds is dancing like they in a disco.
Pay us in crypto. Diamonds is dancing like they up in disco. You niggas in fist bump, you stay up the dip low. You niggas stay up and get low. Heard you way up in Frisco, and you say what the heck so. Every player gets snipped nose. Acting gay up in Cisco. Might take the day off and play up at Mistos, causing chaos and play up Calypso. I pause in kitchens and caused addictions. I pause prescriptions and cause inflictions. Bill Bixby playing in stores in Brixton on the dark web. You gotta pause every doors, cause encryption. Tesla engines, pause the pistons. I seen every floor I leave sore and listing. For that action, they sponsored the Bronson. They was hooked on that shit like Johnson and Johnson. That freeway, Ricky Ross, straight out of Compton, straight out of Bumpton. Red on blue, violence in the land. The projection of the will, the perfection of the kill, the reflection of the pills. I'm a frontline soldier, I'm no doja. These crystals not from focus in crypto. Diamonds is dancing like they up in disco. You niggas in fist bump, you stay up and dip low. You niggas stay up and get low. Heard you way up in Frisco, and you say what the heck so. Every player gets snipped now. Acting gay up in Cisco. Might take the day off and play up at Pistols, causing chaos and play up Calypso. Hickory dickory down. Hit a lick, put the sticky in the box. When the blicky get hot. Lick off a shot. Heavy in the pedal, we slip off a knot. Heavy in the ghetto, they crib walk a lot. Crib walk the crypto, lift off the stocks. Drips off the crystal and pots. Disco rods in the blocks on my chain from the crystal shop. In the light air, lift off the rock. Toe from the right chain on my block. White paint on my socks. White paint on my socks. Hickory dickory dock. Hit the lick, put the sticky in the box. When the blicky get hot. Lick off a shot, we lick off a shot. Pay us in crypto. Diamonds is dancing like they up in disco. You niggas in fist bump, you stay up the dip low. You niggas stay up and get low. Heard you way up in Frisco, and you say what the heck so. Every player gets snipped now. Acting gay up in Cisco. Might take the day off and play up at Pistols, causing chaos and play up Calypso.